Dear friends, good morning. I, Jaswant Singh Kelasia, welcomes you in our YouTube channel, PARRAD, Germinates Democracy. We are also having an Hindi YouTube channel. Name is PARRAD Loktantra Ka Ankuran. We are also available in different social media platforms. By observing the description, you can know about them. For what purposes, for what objectives, and with what philosophy these channels have been launched, you can also know in this regard in the descriptions. Friend, it is requested that do not focus on the quality of our presentation, but kindly please focus on the depthness of the subject matters and issues we discuss. If you think that our channels is putting forward some revolutionaries, basic and the fundamental ideas and increasing your knowledge, then kindly please subscribe, like and share our channels. Friends, as you know, nowadays we are discussing regarding the electoral system of our India. Today we are presenting the third and the final episode of this series. The subject of this series is merits and demerits of present day election system of India. Now I am presenting the third and last episode like this. What is a nation? A simple and well accepted definition of a nation can be as a group of people having common geographical origin, common history, common culture and common faith is called a nation. Here a mentionable thing is that for defining the nation amongst all these four parameters, anyone may be absent. It is also mentionable thing that it is not compulsory for a nation that its existence and occurrence may be limited up to a state or a country, but its existence and occurrence as a group of people may be in different states and countries. In other side, in a state or a country, there may be existed, occurred so many nationalities, sub-nationalities. This is also a fact that in the world there are so many states where there a single nation existed, occurred. That means a such group of peoples having common geographical origin, common history, common culture and common faith, forming a state. Such type of states are called nation state. But this thing is also a fact that in the world there are so many states where there are so many nationalities, sub-nationalities are found occurs in a state and or a country. This is also a notable thing that in those states, countries where the government and or dominant social classes have accepted and recognized that in their states, country, more than one nationalities are found exists. In these states, countries, there is a feeling, understanding of coexistence, and these state countries are living peacefully and developing, blooming. But those states, countries where there the government and or dominant social class rejected and disowned this fact, these states, countries are facing so many problems and sufferings from internal conflicts and are classified as developing underdeveloped state countries. India comes in this class of state country. The root cause of so many problems of India is a factor that dominant and the influential class of the state of India, which is a ruling class also, do not accept this fact that there are so many nationalities exist, occurs in the United States of India, constitutional name of the India. If we study minutely of the parameters those requires to define a nation, then we find that the different castes exist, occurs in India. They themselves are nations. If they are not as a perfect nation, then certainly they are sub-nations. In a very caste, all the characteristics, specifications are to be found. Those are found in a natural of tendential nation. By chanting all the fake and ear-busting slogans, the Indian ruling class disallowed this very important truth, because due to this it helps them to remain in the epicenter of power. Our pain is this, that even world opinion do not aware of these truths. The intellectual amongst the indigenous peoples, rather to say native nations, are also failed to spread this truth worldwide. And due to this failure, the indigenous peoples are deprived of so many international protections, safeguards. They are entangled and trapped with rattle and lollipops shaped reservation in temptation of to get tickets for sarpanchas, MLAs, member of parliaments, and to get the chair of chairman. They are sued to involved and entangled in bad quality hatering and in below dignity activities. Some of them also got these posts and positions. They serve as a agent, stooges and muzzle dogs, according to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and as inches, according to Baman Besram of Bomsep, for the ruling class of India, and with this they are damaging their own respective peoples. National identity crisis, amalgamation of the nation. Kindly note that nation integration is not possible. It is only a misleading slogan. Emergence of nationalities, aspirations of nationalities, their demands for proportional distribution of all resources and participation in government and administration and in economic system as per their population percentage are all the big and real problems of the country. All these things and issues are needed to be deep study and serious discussion. It shall be not relevant here to allow some things on these things issues. It is not relevant here to throw some light on these things issues. We shall be discuss them in details somewhere else. But here it shall be sufficient to say that ruling class of India yet shall be intended that all these things, issues kept covered and hidden. But being an Ambedkarite, Lohiite, Periyarist, indigenous intellectual, we have to open and expose them. The Constitutional Assembly, while framing the Constitution of India, assume that Indians people are actually not an ideal nation. That's while when we do deep study of the Constitution, then we find that Constitution of India is not merely a document for governance and administration, but it is a roadmap and a blueprint to smooth and generalizations all the roughnesses, extremities, abnormalities, discrepancies, etc. found in a vast Indian societies, precise to say ethnic groups. Therefore, it is indicated in the Constitution that we have to be moved towards nation building. And most important thing is that while formulating the Constitution by adopting modern jurisprudential principles, logistic, rational and scientific elements have been incorporated in this. Kindly note that the fact that under Part 4, a fundamental duties, the Article 51A-H directed to all of us categorically that to develop the scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reforms. It means specifically that when the Constitution of India is effectively implemented 70 years back, then India and its people would have become logistic, rationalistic, having scientific temperament, away from superstitions, away from fanaticism, away from useless ritualism, and so also India would have become an ideal nation. But in practice and in ground, we see exactly opposite to this as 1. The fanaticism, blind faith, ritualism, etc. are increasing with very fast speed because of the things, activities described in above points. A. In this poor country where there 80% population taking protein deficient diet and 40% pupils are suffering from malnutrition, very costly nutritious food stuffs etc. are being wasted swaha. B. Because of religious faith and devotion in one place, very high number of pupils gather as a uncontrolled crowd caused rampant, resulted into heavy losses of human lives and resources. Third one, certain extreme religious activities, rituals, customs of a particular sect appeared as miscellaneous, improper, anti-religious to an other particular sect of other religion, when due to this mentality some disputes and contradictions arises, then a clan of sections and reaction started, which resulted into communal tension, violence and communal riots. This situation as a phenomena converted into terrorism, separatism. With this problem, the whole of Indian subcontinent is fighting for one. In the contrary, the tendency of separatism have been increased. Fifth one, opposite to the provisions of Constitution, Indian media, print media, electronic media, social media, vocal media, sadhus, sannyasis, baba, ammas, etc., all of them working on war footing for increasing and broadcasting to mythical things, superstitions, rituals, fanaticism, religious blindness and religious intoxication. Mythical figures and imaginary mythical events are presented and projected as historical figures, and actual historical figures and historical events are presented and projected as imaginary and false figures and events. The actual historical facts and figures are being undergrounded and or being concealed. 6.1. Universally accepted, recognized and established historical history is being distorted and corrupted by piercing imaginary and the false things, events. They are being presented as historical events. Under this conspiracy, syllabus and the textbooks are being changed. 7.1. In the world of literature and publications, also there are competition in increasing and extension for blind faith, superstitions, ritualism and religious intoxication, etc. 8.1. The publicity sector is also not untouched with all above unconstitutional things. By using and with the help of myths, superstitions and in guise of orthodoxical social values, useless and harmful products are being served, sale in a very huge quantity and very huge earning income is being made. In the cosmetic sector, all the limits have been crossed. The thinking of very simple customers, especially female customers, is influenced and twisted to such extent that they yet her body remains weak and sick due to deficiency of minerals, proteins and vitamins, but it is essential for her and him to apply on hairs and skin very costly oils, shampoos, lotions, creams, sex stimulants, scents, etc. Those are mixed with almost protein, vitamins and other costly edible materials, etc. Then mentality of the young girls and boys is developed in such a manner that their qualifications, degree, specialization is not necessary for success in an interview, but it is necessary that there must not be the presence of the naturally dead cells, sloth on the head, which is termed as dandruff. The advertisements are poured with half nakedness, lewdness, vulgarity, wickedness, ugliness by means of such actors, actresses. Those are economically, socially, educationally and culturally very, very sound. In most of the future films and TV series, all these things are shown with an exaggerated and by taking undue advantages of human weaknesses of the simple common masses. In one side, trillions of rupees are earned, and on other side, they are being trapped and their mentality entangled in all these things. The surprising thing is that in one side, the ruling class of India has slogans of simple life, high thinking. A campaign had been launched against pollution, water and air and sound pollution, but in other side, the same ruling class engaged in all above mentioned pollution increasing activities. With this, it is kept his dominancy of heavy income and profiting. Our goal is not to establish secular state, not to establish secular state, but to establish jurisprudential state. We accept that present day era of scientific, logistic and rational thinking, where common masses of India in very heavy proportion adopted several religious, so also because of their ignorance and simplicity, they are trapped and entangled in such type of philosophy, social values. Those are not able to make them literate, emancipated and organized. The common masses of India are still as subjects of the 14th centuries. Therefore, according to the political principle of secularism and the proportional representation, to provide them partnership in very essential, but ruling class of India, by murdering the soul of constitution, that is preamble, have been established theocratic imperial state. In the guise of all these things, they have established themselves as like king and to common masses as subject. It is a deep mystery that all the schemes, plans, programs, launches by the ruling class, these are all of two major types: infrastructure development, personal, family, service improvement oriented. All these plans, schemes, programs implemented and runs through a very long end-to-state and complicated system, which is not understandable easily. This system runs continuously. Regarding this complicated system, we shall be try to discuss somewhere else. It would be sufficient here to tell that basically main object of all these so-called developmental public welfare schemes are to ensure government supply of very, very huge wasteful materials through supplies. Read ruling class and its kith and kins through suppliers. Read ruling class and its kith and kins. Actually, this complicated system ensured huge profit and earning to suppliers to make them richer and more richer. This complicated system is also ensure and encourage commission mongering in bureaucracy. In other side, this system helps to the ruling class in such a way that by distributing several daily needs, eatables, etc. amongst their subjects to keep mental slaves in perpetuate manner. Friends, with this we conclude the series related to the merits and demerits of election system in our India. Thanks for being with us and viewing full videos again. Namaskar.